Streaming on the web 24/7.
The content of the following program does not necessarily express or imply the opinions and/or policies of Hillsborough Community College, talkradio.com, or WXYB-AM. The producer of this program created it solely for educational and/or entertainment purposes.
Welcome to The Edge. I'm your host, Tom Smith. Our guest today is David Love. Dave was born in British Columbia, Canada, and has worked as a realtor, a submortgage broker, and a logger. It was a logging accident resulting in a severe back injury that got Dave addicted to painkillers. Wanting to overcome his drug addiction, he heard from a family member about Narconon, a Scientology-based program that claims a high success rate, and entered the Narconon facility in Trois-Rivieres near Montreal, Quebec, in November of 2008. Dave later became employed as a graduate officer, registrar, and course room supervisor at Narconon. After seeing firsthand the grossly inflated success rate and misrepresentations, Dave left Narconon in October 2009. He now works to expose the fraud and abuses he observed as a patient and employee there. Welcome to The Edge, David.
Oh, thank you. It's very good to be here.
You are in a unique position where you were not only a patient at Narconon Trois-Rivieres, but you were also a staff member for a while, and you really have seen it from both angles and actually rather thoroughly about what Narconon is. Can you tell our listeners a little more detail about how you got into Narconon and something about what you went through in the rehabilitation program and your experiences there as a staff member?
Oh, absolutely. I entered the Narconon program facility there and on December 1st, 2008, and went into the detox withdrawal unit that same day after signing a contract with them. I don't really remember signing the contract. I was still fairly intoxicated, and so I went into the withdrawal unit, and I was there for 12 days. I saw a doctor following that. I didn't receive any medical examination by a physician or nurse until nearly 3 weeks there. I had some problems with the dehydration and some other physical problems while I was in the withdrawal unit, but there was no medical staff to see or examine me. So I was concerned quite a bit, during my stay in the withdrawal unit. It was quite an experience. I wouldn't wish on anyone. And after the 12 days, I ended up into the main building where they have the Narconon program, where you go through 8 program books that are part of the Narconon program, which were the tech of it was written by L. Ron Hubbard. Before I got there, I spoke to someone and said that I wanted to make sure that this place I was going to would not interfere at all with my own spiritual beliefs, and I was assured that. And I was also assured in writing by the registrar that it had a success rate of 76%. And so I agreed to the financial arrangement to go there, and that's how I ended up there.
How much did it actually cost you?
The normal fee for the Narconon 12-year program is $23,000, plus any additional courses that you do take, or any extra doctor visits that you have to get, or blood tests. The first one is included in the $23,000. I got in there for approximately $11,000 because I knew a family member, and I won't discuss that any further. But once in a while, a person will get in for a reduced rate But the normal fee is $23,000 at this Narconon. There is one other one in Canada, on the west side of Canada. It's above $30,000, and it's about 2.5 months. The program at Narconon Trois-Rivieres is anywhere from a little less than 3 months to about 5 months approximately. I was there for 5 months as a patient.
So they claim a 76% success rate. That's in their advertising.
That's in their brochures. That's on their internet sites. A lot of their internet sites, they market their success rate at 70%. The registrar that sent the letter to us in Vancouver when I was in the Vancouver detox unit claimed it was a 76% success rate. And the registrars are very good at convincing a vulnerable person that you do have a very good, reasonable expectation of success once you get there.
Well, now you worked there as a staff member for a while. What was it, approximately a year?
I worked as a patient for 5 months and as a staff member for 6 months.
Okay. In your experience, from what you observed, how do they define the success rate? And even based on their definition, what, in your experience, did you see as that success rate based on their definition? And then what you saw the success rate perhaps should be if you were to include certain classes of patients or former patients which they exclude?
Yeah, as a graduate officer, my post and duties were to interview the patient normally on their last day of the program and help them make arrangements to get back home, contact family members to see where they were going and confirm they were going home. Unfortunately, many of them were going back into the same environment that they left, and so that put their relapse risk at a higher level. But so the relapse and success rate are very related. I was given documents to examine with lists of students to call that were listed on the doing well side. And there's another list of students that are patients. I class them as patients, they class them as students. But there's another list of patients that are listed on the not doing well or relapse side. And there's another list of patients unknown because they can't be contacted. So using their numbers alone, I started calculating what the actual success rate was. Now, I emailed these patients. I talked to the patients on the phone. I looked at the computer calculation, the statistics, and there was quite a lag time from when I was the graduate officer until the one previous to myself. So there was quite a few that hadn't been contacted. So I wanted to contact them to see how they were doing. And it wasn't long before I started receiving phone calls and email replies that some of the ones that were in the success column, doing well, were in fact not doing well at all and were in dire need of help. And I started putting the numbers together and quickly found, using their numbers with those three criteria, that the success rate worked out to 47%. Since then, there was another survey done in Australia. They didn't know what my figures were, and I received these figures from a person over in Australia, and the numbers were 46%. Now, when I approached the executive staff about the success rate, including Able Canada did agree that he was concerned that it wasn't even up to the 70% success rate that they were marketing to the public.
No, you said he. Who are you referring to?
I'm referring to Brad Melnichuk. He is head of Able Canada.
Okay.
That's where the license fees are paid from Narconon. So anyway, and then I approached the executive staff at Narconon Trois-Rivieres and Narconon Canada. And I said, these numbers are way off. I said, we are putting ourselves at a high risk here because we are advertising on the internet and brochures